Hi everyone. My name is Alex Van Dyke and this is my survivor story. I'm an Everytown Survivor Fellow from Manhattan, Kansas, and I'm a proud father of two young girls. I've been working to change our nation's gun laws since Parkland and the March for Our Lives. I've known the statistics and have been fighting, but hadn't been personally affected. That is until one terrible night in May last year. I called my mom to ask her about what would be a reasonable price for a new car loan. Now, my mother is the single worst bearer of bad news that I know. I called about something benign and she just says, "We're at Marshall's. He just shot his partner and killed himself." I felt numb. I couldn't believe this monster of a problem I'd been fighting against had finally gotten my family. Marshall is my stepbrother. We grew up together. We were on the same sports teams from a young age, went to the same schools, and for a time, had the same group of friends. Our first 2 years of high school, we had a weekly poker game that we rarely missed. He was also a father to two young girls. Sadly, he no longer gets to watch them grow and see who they become, the way that I get to watch my girls. In May of 2019, Marshall and his partner had an argument that turned deadly. There was a gun present. He grabbed it and shot his partner, then turned it on himself. Marshall died instantly, but his partner lived and is recovering. However, she will be on permanent disability and was mostly blinded. This all happened while his youngest daughter and his partner's youngest, both under 2 years old, were in the house. My parents lost their child, a pain I hope never to experience. And I lost my brother. Yet I've been living this limbo between sadness for our loss and anger at what he did. This impulsive act changed our families forever. My nieces lost their dad. Both girls in the house witnessed their mother get shot and were alone with the bodies for hours, exposing them to everlasting trauma. My parents no longer has contact with his daughters, so they lost their granddaughters. I'm speaking out and sharing this story because violence against women and suicide are two of the largest categories of gun violence in America. What's worse is that my family's tragedy is just a blip on the radar. In an average month, 52 American women are shot to death by an intimate partner, and many more are injured. In an average day, over 60 Americans die by gun suicide. I worry now more than ever that something like this could happen to my girls. My goal is to spread awareness and to hope my story doesn't become someone else's. We can and must do better. We are making such great progress from HR 8, national gun background checks, high-risk prevention laws, high-risk protection laws in many states, but there's still so much work to be done. We need to close the boyfriend loophole and keep guns out of the hands of domestic abusers. I'm fighting for my children, your children, my nieces, and all the children in America do not have to feel that trauma. Will you join me and make this world safer for our children? Please text HONOR to 64433 to get information on how you can join your local group. Since the quarantine and COVID-19, gun purchases, suicide risk, and domestic abuse have all skyrocketed. If you know anyone who is struggling with depression or experiencing domestic abuse, the phone numbers and contact information for the resources are in the video description. Suicide hotline, 1-800-273-TALK or 8255. And domestic abuse, call 1-800-799-7233. Or if you're unable to speak safely, you can log on to thehotline.org or text LOVEIS, LOVEIS, no spaces, to 22522. Lastly, will you commit to voting for gun sense candidates down the ballot this November? Thank you for listening to my story.